Hi, it's Miss Helen from the front office again. I hope everybody's having a great day. I have another book for you. It is Billy's Booger, a memoir, sorta. Oops. Once upon a time when TV was in black and white and there was only three channels and when kids didn't have play dates, they just roamed free in the out of doors. There lived a kid named Billy. Billy loved monster movies and cartoons and comic books and something called the funny papers. During the week, the funnies were small and in black and white, but on Sundays they were huge and in color. And if you spread them out, they would fill a room. And sometimes the whole day. Does anybody even read the newspaper anymore? Billy wished school was like the funny papers, but his efforts at making math more fun were not entirely successful. Can you see that he was drawing on his math paper, trying to make it more interesting? I feel that. Billy also found regular sports to be too regular. He did much better at sports he invented, but the PE teacher didn't entirely agree. Yeah, that looks more difficult to me. That big old racket. I'm out. Every now and then, Billy would get sent home from school with a note, but his parents always wrote back, You should see the stuff he does at home. Woo. Can you see right there? Then one day, Miss Pagely, the librarian, announced there would be a contest to see which kid would make the best kids book. Billy's brain was about to explode. He asked the librarian for books on many different subjects: meteors, mythology, space travel, and mucus. What have I done? Miss Pagerly worried. For the next few days, Billy thought and read and wrote and drew. Well, his nose is certainly to the grindstone, said Billy's dad. I wonder what kind of note he'll get this time, said his sister. But Billy didn't hear them. He was living the dream. The name of his book? Billy's Booger, the memoir of a little green nose buddy. Chapter 1. I Am Sneezed. I was just a regular booger inside of a regular nose of a regular kid named Billy. All the other boogers were there. Nick and Ed on the left, me and Curly on the right. We were watching Billy do his math. Billy went exploring, so we had to hide. He's been biting his nails again, said Curly. Must be a bath test coming up, said Ed. Too bad we can't help him, I said. See, he's digging for gold. Right then, way, way, way in outer space, a star sneezed, and out came this meteorite that zoomed all the way to Earth and through Billy's window. Sniffle, sniffle, little star. Achoo! Look out below. Here's Billy's house. The meteorite bonked Billy right on top of his head, and we were all knocked out cold. And Billy sneezed. Achoo! Oh, and out I came. Chapter 2. Super Booger. When we woke up, I had incredible math powers and was green and really, really green, and I decided that I would use my powers to help poor Billy out. Though only a booger, I will help you become the world's greatest mathematical genius. Gee, thanks. You're my pal, a super booger. Well, the name Super Booger stuck, and I was faster than a speeding spitball, more powerful than the meanest bully, able to leap tall swing sets with a single sneeze. Then Billy started to get superpowers that were amazing and totally different from mine. He could turn peas into chocolate, and he could fly, which of course meant he could wear a cape, and he could be invisible and generally super interesting at all at the same time. Ugh, peas. Don't worry, I'll use my chocolate ray vision. Where are you, Billy? I'm right here. Reciting the encyclopedia backwards. And with my help, Billy could do the hardest math any teacher ever taught. Even the president asked Billy math advice. Billy, could you help me out? I've got to know how many candy bars we need to give all the kids in the US of A. Here's Super Booger. My calculations show that 4 billion candy bars should do it. That's 1,000 bars a year per kid. Thanks, Billy. Oh, thanks, Billy. Sure, Prez. Chapter 3. And so Billy became the go-to kid on the whole darned planet when it came to math stuff and bad guys and supervillains and crime. Nick and Ed and Curly just stayed nose side. They got gypped on the superpowers. But whenever the need arrived, I'd blast out of Billy's nose, whoosh, and would save the day. Out, out, and away. The end. Don't bet on it. Principal Blisterbaum would be the judge for the contest. Billy liked the principal. He got sent to him all the time, especially during the science fair. He called Billy one of my most challenging students ever. So the day the winners were announced, Billy was pretty excited. But he didn't win first place. He didn't win second place. He didn't win third place. He didn't even get an honorable mention. He didn't get a note from his teacher. He didn't even get sent to the principal. It was a long walk home. Poor Billy. His mom and dad were concerned about him. Even his sister was worried. Billy is so normal now. It's weird. A week or so later, Billy glumly took all of the library books back, even the ones about mucus. Miss Pagely smiled at him in a nutty sort of way. Then Billy heard laughing. Some of his friends and some older kids were at the table reading a book. This is hilarious! I want to check this out next. This book should have won something. I put all the contest books in the library, said Mrs. Pagely, and your book is checked out the most, Billy. He hadn't won first, or second, or third, or an honorable mention, but his book was now in the library, and it was checked out the most. This made Billy smile, in a Billy sort of way. You got a 20 in imagination, said one of Billy's pals, but Billy didn't hear him. His mind was on fire. He wasn't so normal. It was weird. Wait a minute. He wasn't so normal. It was weird anymore. And he was still Mr. Blisterbaum's most challenging student. And the walk home, it was just the beginning of a long, long adventure. The end. Y'all have a great day and check this book out. It's awesome.